Well, let's go. Well, let's go. I get some coffee. I'll read some game dev articles. A little bit. Alright, there we go. The cam. Get the camera. Now, whoop. There we go. And there it is. Let's go. Very good. Oh, very good. Alright, controls. There it is. Done. Let's go water. Get the water. And grind that coffee. Focus. Come on. There we go. And now we grind. There we go. No one got lost. Got him though. Got him. There it is. All right. And this goes in. Yeah, now water goes in. Go. Got him. And got him. Yeah, we wait the wash grinder. I clean the grinder. Go on. Yeah, it's already Monday too, by the way. I get that fatty going. Finish that one. And then the Spiders game collection, RPG collection, will be missing only one more. Then at some point it's gonna be the Greedfall too. I guess might as well also finish. Get that Steel Rising at some point too. I feel like we might get some somewhere for free probably. On Game Pass or something at some point. I think I chill with it. Alright, cleaning the grinder. Real quick. And how Steel Rising is? Well, I think the lukewarm is quite often because also like the launch wasn't stellar. The console version even had a bunch of issues. I mean, wouldn't really say like lukewarm. It's kind of like, you know, you're like proper 7 out of 10. Hey, hello. I think most of the time. Not like the IGN 7 out of 10. When it means it's like, you know, absolute complete garbage. Unless it's 9 or 10. I'm gonna eventually get that one. Hopefully already patched and everything. Hey Dreamwater, hello. How we doing? Oh, the hello, huh? How we doing? There we go, huh? Get that milk. Yeah, the weather is a debate, man. The sun and everything. Then you realize it's +7. What the fuck? And then you realize it's a little fresh. I think we're even supposed to get the freezing temperatures at night, I think. The next couple of days. Summer, man. Summer. The summer is here. Alright, milk's warming up. And let's start picking what we're gonna read it in. Hey, Steve. Good morning. How we doing? Let's see. Was that the one I read last time? Let me see. Did I not mark it? Did I not mark it? Yeah, this one I read. Oh, this one I read last time. Let me mark it. Why I did not mark it? I already did read it. There we go. All right, let's see. What was this one? And this one. I guess we can get this one. All right, sure. It's these two, let's see. Oh, WG boy, it feels bad, man. WD, that's pretty good. And that's a good one. Oh, time to get some new one. Hopefully the new one will last at least, you know, half as that, to be honest. I would say. Let's see, let's see. Classic, classic. See some plus 23 there. Well, you know, summer will establish itself eventually. It's funny because they promised like June here is gonna be like, you know, insanely hot. And then July is gonna be garbage. And then August will be kind of warm, but with like rains and stuff. And now we have June. That is complete garbo. So we'll see how it will go after that. Not that really mind too much. It's kind of easier to wake up and everything when it's sunny and warm. Usually easier to start a good productive morning for me personally. Usually. Now it's like cold, so I don't even want to get out of bed. There we go. I think it's tomorrow probably. Stock up already on all the gamer juice and everything. I get myself ready for the Poogie Woogie week. Probably time, eh? You're right, Jen. Good morning. Kind of mouse did you have actually, Jimora? Is it something old Logitech? Those used to be quite good, eh? I mean, my current one is already 2 for now, I guess. But it's quite young, eh? Totally not 7 years or even close, eh? We wait some more. Alright, and let's get the reading going, eh? Alright, let's go on this. And this. There it is. Get it zoomed in then. Stop the log. Just zoom in. I'll catch up soon. Should catch up soon. We're good there. Oh, we're good there. And this one, I don't think we had last time. There we go. Consecutive delay. That kind of catches up later usually, but whatever. Good enough. Nice, too nice. I got the progress. The insane progress. There we go. All right. Got the coffee. There we go. Done. Yeah, see, Steve. Yeah, it is good. It is, yeah. I mean, we mentioned, I think, because I saw like the logo kind of. I'm like, oh man, that's Godot. Oh, damn, the A4 tech stuff. The classic. The classic. I had that one back in the day. Well, not that one in particular, but I had one before, yeah. I think my friend has one too, maybe even Bloody too. The Giga brand. So yeah, that one is pretty impressive, huh? Did you check the Kickstarter? Actually, at some point, I wonder how they do, how that guy does. And yeah, it is actually really nice. A really nice game and runs really nice, I have to say. Very smooth, eh? Very smooth, eh? Insane, a one-person colony builder. Alright, let's go. Don't do what I did. A reflection of mistakes from an unsuccessful game, eh? It's been 3 weeks since I released my first game, Small People Defense. Most Steam games I was a failure, but lessons were learned. It was a long ride, and I think it'd be good to document it so I can look at it years from now to remind myself not to make the same mistakes. Initially, it was supposed to be a small project, but I ended up starting in 2021 and putting in over 2,000 hours. I decided to develop solo since I didn't know if I'd finish anything at the time. I also have a full-time job and couldn't put a game dev as a priority, but somehow I still managed to put in 20-30 hours a week since the project's conception. It's quite a lot. First started the project, it was more just to learn Unreal Engine. After putting together small features one at a time, I had the game. Got pretty excited and decided to lay out the features to make a full-fledged game. Tower defense, a genre I played a lot as a kid and still play mobile tower defense games nowadays. Added a level progression system, multiple modes and many maps. Feature creep is real, and at the end of 2022 I decided to scrap multiplayer, visual features and others so that I wouldn't be working on this forever. Hey Day, good morning. How we doing? So on the side I wanted this to be a zero-cost project. Nowadays I'm very conscious of money, so I spend nothing other than the $100 Steam theme. Not an artist, nor desire to be. So I used the free for the month Unreal Marketplace assets to put together my game. A lot of temptation to buy assets like microtransactions. With the help of GameIcons.net, FreeSounds.org, and royalty-free music, I put together what I thought was a good game. The pre-launch, I put up my Steam page in December 2022. I mainly did marketing on Twitter, putting out videos almost once a day. Would guess this amounted to just a few wish lists. As others mentioned, most followers were other game devs, and for me, it strangely hurt my motivation on seeing how successful other people's games are. In the end, gathered a measly 62 wish lists in the 4 months before launch. Well, that's the thing about Twitter. Especially in the last months, it's garbage for that. To try to get yourself out there, it is pretty much garbage. This game called Small People Defense. Small People Defense see, let's see. How lucky, how lucky. 62 wishlists in the 4 months. Yeah, Twitter for that stuff is like useless completely now. Twitter for discoverability of your stuff, unless you farm the right like hashtags, I guess, I think. If you farm the right hashtags, but yeah, most likely was farming the hashtags for like the game devs, really. Like all the screenshot Saturday and stuff like this, that's mostly stuff that, you know, other devs browse. No, it's easy, but it worded a bit, alright. Well, yeah, that might be the case then. That might be the case. Also put together a website where a bunch of details didn't want to bombard the players with, so I put all the stats on my hobby GitHub pages site. In hindsight, this was a waste of time, and that time should have put elsewhere. So the game completely failed, yeah. Well, I mean, it's in early access already out, so like, you know, as in like didn't go that well maybe. Or is it now pumping? Or is it now suddenly pumping? I guess keeps working on it maybe now. When you put like 2,000 hours into something, and it's a hobby, not some, you know, Hail Mary that you need to rely on. I might kind of try to go. Maybe got some like initial, you know, community going. A lot of people get trapped in that stuff too. I got like some people on 3 reviews, I see. No, there was 2 at the time, so you know, that's progress. So website says it was a waste. Well, I mean, putting it on GitHub and everything, that is indeed probably kind of pointless. I don't even know if well, GitHub is indexed by Google and stuff. But yeah, I don't know what would you expect really with the website. Looking for search engine traffic, don't think that's gonna go that well nowadays, especially. And you will need some specific keywords for that, so you need already people interested in your game to look into it. But you're totally not gonna find new people through that much most of the time. See, Steve, alright, let's see. Well, we'll get to that. The month before launch, I also started going to Reddit more, and thanks to some feedback, realized that my first trailer and HUD was pretty bad. Made several improvements and reworked my Steam page. Also during this time, had a handful of people I knew playtest my game. Reception was good, and since I had lots of content, I decided to skip the demo and release in early access, which is essentially the real launch. Obviously, the first mistake was to not have a demo. Second mistake was to launch when the wishlists were horrible. The worst thing that still haunts me is that some players were experiencing a fatal crash error. This occurred within the AI, and it was something me nor my playtesters could reproduce. Worse yet, the ones who were experiencing it were not very responsive, and it took me a week before I figured out the true source of the problem. It's probably the most stressful time for my game dev experience. Here's why I should add a demo in public playtest. Anyway, here's the numbers of my launch. Wishlist 62 pre-launch increased to 148, price $4, 20% off at launch $3.2. Lifetime units sold 52, units returned 7, with 1 mentioning the frequent crashing. So around 13% return rate. Reviews 2 positive, traffic 70k impressions, 11k visits. You're probably wondering how I even sold 52 with so few wishlists. The one good news is that YouTuber Reformist TM saw me on Twitter, bought my game and made a video. This gave me a second wave of purchases and wishlists after Steam's initial launch visibility. And when rereading the reviews, I realized that it was also Reformist TM that gave me my second Steam review. I'm truly grateful for him, and it made me realize I should have reached out to YouTubers pre-launch. Yeah, that's something everyone should do for sure. I consider this game a failure then, because no one really played through the game. Impression of a Polish tower defense is one that gives you a sense of progression. This would have worked if people who played the first levels found it enjoyable. Unfortunately, majority of players only played the tutorial in the first level, and only a couple played the second map of the 4. Could release a game with the 2 less maps, only 5 of 25 levels, and half the enemy types and produce the same results. Overall, was not enough of a hook for my game. Advice from an unsuccessful project doesn't amount to much, but there's my analysis of all my problems. Feedback as often as possible. I was lazy and was thinking that I'd get feedback from early access. In the end, I got very little and should have went through all the steps of releasing a demo, doing public playtest, getting influencers to play pre-launch, and getting streamers to play. These steps are not just for marketing, but more importantly for getting frequent feedback that allows devs to improve their game. I mean, not false, but not sure how many people actually like kind of do out of like streamers and YouTubers with the feedback, unless you ask them, of course. Sometimes they do with some surveys, but kind of rarely. Mostly, usually it's kind of like, oh, like join our Discord and stuff, and like, well, not really. I already have enough Discord servers I'm in that I'm not even using anyway, so that's not very convenient. A lot of all the game dev and other Discords also sometimes are just like having this issue of like being too, how do you say, trying to engage too hard. That's like what I have like whenever like some the Deep Silver, right, with the Dead Island 2, for example, also like inviting in their like kind of like content creator group Discord too, and you always kind of like go in, and then there is all this like it posts who joined the server, right, and then like everyone's like like people like greeting who joined and everything. Like, bro, I just want to kind of like quietly get in, and just be there, monitor for like announcements in the news and important stuff, and maybe like post something when I need once in a while. I don't want those interactions, man. I'm just a lurker. You don't call out lurkers, That's what we already learned. Yeah, the automatic greetings and stuff. I mean, it's a useful thing for the server owner to see, who's joining and stuff, but you kind of put it in separate channel that other don't see, just so you see when people join and everything, right? But you don't need to greet everyone and stuff. I mean, it's nice, but in the same time, it's kind of like, why? Someone just wants to join and lurk there. They want to give the feedback and stuff, they will. Yeah, exactly. Like you don't want to like the personal interaction already with the dev, for example, too, right? It's kind of already like kind of feels a bit awkward, telling you that this sucks and everything, right? Or something like that. That's why, yeah, like some surveys, like the Google Forms or something, that's good. Yeah, the Raidborn had that, for example. That is a good way to do it. And you can get like something you interested in already, like put there the questions you are interested in answers, right? And you can like have some like free form thingy, right? Like some feedback, some wishes and stuff that people can fill there. And you can make it even anonymous and stuff, right? So like, why not? Make it anonymous and make like the name is optional, for example, like for like streamers, for example, or something, right? So you can see that it's like the streamer feedback, like not because it's like more important, but because they might give you some information that might make more appealing for like the streaming audiences and everything, for example. Like what can be a good stuff there, and what can you adjust to like pitch it better to streamers, for example. Yeah, Discord just for Discord for feedback is good, but I think it's kind of like it shouldn't be something you kind of like try to get everyone in all the time. I see it a lot, like people inviting in Discord constantly, and like I don't know, like is Discord even like that crazy good nowadays for that? I'm not sure really. I'm not sure. Just mostly just like a bunch of like flawed and irrelevant talks, and I'm not sure how good it is actually for for the game really. Unless there are ways now, maybe Discord is going that way, so you can like kind of like promote the server and kind of promote your game through the Discord, but I kind of don't think that's how it works exactly there. I kind of don't think so, eh? Didn't read enough r/game dev postmortems. I read less than 10. No, very proactive and casually lurk. As some have mentioned, there is a lot of advice and not all of it is useful. So I get a better differentiating of what applies to me and what doesn't, but it takes a lot more time than you would expect. And translating advice to action is just another skill that takes time to develop. Not always good, huh? Yes, Steve, yeah. It's like more in general, like more in a personal level than something like official and useful. Or like if something is officially useful, it might just get like drawn by, like someone gonna give put some criticism and then it's gonna be a bunch of people just shitting on the person and there's some argument going. So that's where you also need some moderators to do that stuff. And the volunteer moderation, especially when you're just starting and stuff, is gonna be not that simple. And it's gonna be even harder to pick some moderators that will be not complete, garbo. Because like at least like with streams, for example, you kind of like see the people in action, right? You kind of have some idea how they might be as a mod, right? And then imagine you just kind of like, well, there's just a bunch of people who played my game who are gonna mod, So you don't even have really like time and avenue to like kind of assess, what kind of person that is. Like you give them a mod and they will end up just like, like the power abusing like Pipiega, who's just gonna be like banning people because they want or some stuff. And then you have drama on your hands too on top of that. And that's not something you want. I see, Steve, I see. Yeah, exactly. And that's when you need like some sort of like moderation there. Like good moderation. And good moderation is probably gonna be, the professional moderation, and professional moderation, costs money. And if you're also gonna be digging through that all yourself, then you're just gonna like lose it, honestly. Like at least we as streamers can learn over time to deal with stuff like this, and I still rather not deal with a lot of that drama and just like remove all the garbo. Yeah, but if you're not prepared, coming from some other, you know, industry, then you might suffer through that shit mentally too. Should reach out to others for marketing because I don't have a social media presence. It should be done before launch, and in my opinion, it should be done in a mass around the same time. Getting a single large spike in visibility using Steam, YouTube, Twitch, etc. is a strategy I read that others do. It was delusional that I thought I could get players from doing social media from scratch. I mean, the thing is, like, no one's gonna do that for free for you. And I do try to do it budget-less completely, right? And no one will do it for you for free. And even those who charge you for that, you still will need to pick those that are good. Because there's still a lot of those marketing agencies that the best thing they do, they just gonna send your game key to streamers. Just like what you can do yourself, really. You just need to spend time on that, right? But, if you have time and don't want to spend money, then that will be the same effect, really. A lot of those marketing agencies, they don't really do anything special, to be honest. At the best, they just have like a mailing list already prepared. No, like not at the best, like they most likely have a mailing list prepared. And at the best, they have like a good mailing list that is like, segmented and they know who's playing what. Like some for example, like marketing, they know like what kind of games I play. So there's like some like strategy, some RPG, some card game. They already like, sending me like, yo, you like this kind of games? We got this, for example. If you're interested, let me know. I'm gonna hook you up with the key. That's good. Or some maybe have like some Discord servers where they got like streamers in. But that also, I'm not sure if that's that good. I'm not sure that works that good. Like some of those servers, they do like announcements with tagging everyone, right? Those announcements most likely getting muted very fast. And not a lot of people actually go in those servers like constantly to monitor what's happening, right? It's kind of rare, honestly. So you need to kind of like notify people reliably that you have like something new that is coming. And for that, you're probably still gonna end up with email or something because that's like the most reliable way to get to people. Like I recently, like the Instagram is kind of like hard to use now without VPN, right? Well, without VPN, impossible here. It's the extremist platform, So like I was like posting some stuff and checking some stuff, like I rarely do now, but sometimes I do. And I see like the DMs and go in DMs and there was someone like sending me the game key. Like, bro, what kind of platform you found for that? Like, dude, even if I would be checking it every day or something, like who is like doing like the business contact on Instagram? Like, what the fuck, man? Like Twitter DMs can kinda at least comprehend, even though I also think it's not the best one. But like Instagram DMs, dude. Why? I think emails is the best way, really. Emails are the best. My experience at least, and some other ones too. Depends on the streamers though. I think a lot of streamers who already, if you see that they have the email link to like some management company, then yeah, that might be not the best avenue. That doesn't mean that any other avenue will work though, because I'm not sure they will be checking any DMs or something either, right? But if it's like the management company and the email profile, and you are kind of like not a big company and you don't have money to pay them, then most likely they're just not gonna even like send anything to the streamer itself, which is kind of weird. Because like I saw like Ella, for example, about the bunch, like I was getting like, was it Dread Guy thing, right? And everything, I was getting like some games early access, and Ella is just like sitting there waiting for release and buying it. Like I'm pretty sure they most likely hook him up with that stuff. It's just maybe they didn't want to, you know, sponsor, and then managers are probably kind of like, well, you know, we ain't gonna get anything from this offer, so why would we even like pass that offer on? So, you know, not worth mentioning, basically. I think like they're not interested in like, you know, hooking you up with just like free keys. They're interested in getting the sponsor deals, right? So there might be some communication that is just being lost there completely, I feel, unless there is like, you know, some price tag attached to it. Not because even a streamer, but just because, you know, someone else is handling the communication. And I think a lot of agencies actually kind of do that nowadays. Just like literally like post the email, not yours, but their email basically. And they handle all the stuff for you, which is kind of good on one hand, but on another hand, I feel like you either kind of like, I don't know, like it should be like some, not probably like the agency, it should be like a person you kind of know and you kind of hire, and that, you know, kind of gets like paid based on their like performance and based on what they, how good they work, not just like getting percentage cut of whatever they get through. Imahua. But yeah, pretty much just like contact yourself, and that's gonna be the marketing there, to be honest. And getting social media from scratch is like the only, I mean, at some point you kind of need to anyway. So it's better to start from somewhere to get that social media going. It's just that Twitter is dead now. It's like it's useless. Unless I guess you get like the paid check mark and everything, and then probably your attempts to promote yourself will be lost between, you know, like the flat earthers and like some Nazis and other stuff that are using the crypto bros and everything, that are using the Twitter check mark nowadays to pay for and to spam their shit. But still, that might be more visibility than if you don't have one. So, you know, and that might actually maybe work. Other than that, Twitter is quite dead. Only like farming some hashtags, and even then, like I'm not sure how good visibility is. Like last time I did, I was with was when like the Starfield, I think, hashtag trending, and I actually had like my Oblivion playthrough starting, you know, with the dang bug there that I sent clip. That kind of got some visibility there, but that also was like January, maybe February, so it was before before they started like, you know, pushing all those changes in the algorithms and everything. So it was a bit better. Now like the more it goes from the more it goes now, the less engaging stuff gets. It's insane. Like amount of views you get is way less. Like it's like same amount of followers and everything, right? But like you get like so much less interaction and engagement on your tweets and everything. It's crazy. So 500, eh? The toxic dump. Well, I mean, you need to know where to look, you know. It's the usual stuff. One man's, you know, garbage is another man's treasure. You just need to learn how to process that. That's it. Just casually going there and get like all the information in the world from there might be not the best decision for sure. If you kind of segment it and pick, you know, pick the right places and channels to follow and stuff, then why not? But again, if I wouldn't need it to use it for kind of like, you know, the work needs sorted, then I wouldn't be using it whatsoever. Then I wouldn't be using it for sure. To be honest, to be honest. The goal right now is like, when they will be piecing out, there is like, you know, the progress on that going, thankfully, too, kinda. So hopefully, unless some shit's gonna go down, it's gonna happen in the next couple of months, hopefully. In summer, basically, before autumn, we kinda want to make it happen. Like if that's happening, I'm probably just gonna be like cutting like a whole bunch of like informational, you know, flows and streams just to kind of like not even get into that. But like for gaming related stuff and everything, and news and everything, and streamers, content creators, I mean, it's all right. You just need to pick, you know, the sources. You need to target stuff. Probably if you just go like some sort of like recommended feed, especially nowadays, that's probably gonna be oof. Like you need to really like tune your preferences basically and follow the right sources. But yeah, as I said, like even like from the work perspective, nowadays Twitter is like way worse. They fuck things up a lot. But still, got found by the YouTubers, so still it worked somehow, you know. So you still need to do it and do it from scratch because eventually, if you plan to continue working with that, you will need eventually anyway. It's a long grind, basically. It's a long grind. Unless you pay, it's a long grind to get somewhere, or unless you have like some super like connections or some stuff. Should release a smaller game. This was my intention, but I got way too excited when I finished making my first level. At that point, I should have sought after feedback to test whether this was a game worth polishing. Probably better to fail fast and learn fast rather than have tunnel vision during the entire game dev process. Then it was actually like literally like the talk last week or something from Rami Ismail, I think. The presentation where one of the actual like the pipeline of indie game development when you know like fail faster. So that's pretty much how it is. Huh? Just don't get stuck for too long on your projects. Keep going. Fail until you get somewhere where you already kind of feel like this is it. This is the one. And yeah, like the feature creep and everything is insane. I need to keep it small. I need to keep it small. Make a game people like. If you put your game on Steam, you'll have some expectations of other people playing it. I wasn't expecting many sales, but personally was hoping the game I enjoyed would be enjoyed by others. Let my pride get the best of me. I really wanted to make a game for myself. I didn't need to release it or could just put it up for free on itch.io. So reading my messy written experience with game dev. Most of port postmortems here tend to be successful ones. Actually, not exactly. I would say it's kind of 50-50. It's nice to read both. It's nice to read both. See, 52 lifetime units sold doesn't sound that good. Well, I mean, got back money spent on Steam fee, you know, and he didn't spend any money, so outside of like time, which arguably was kind of used to get experience, right? That's good. That even made some, a little bit, enough for the next project, Steam fee, for example. They get 52 for like $4, or for $3 even. It's 150, and then 30% Steam discount. Well, yeah, at least it covered the fee, that's for sure. And then you got the experience. And that's where all this like the social media and everything is good also. You already got something. So you can keep pumping the same social media. That's also something I kind of like thinking how to do better, like with social media, with like Discord servers and stuff when you're like kind of getting into the development and everything. Because clearly I think making like separate accounts for every single game is probably not that good. So you most likely kind of need to get like the studio account and kind of like position it that way, I guess, and like post all the projects there and like bumping one account instead of like trying to get multiple ones. But maybe it's actually better to have like every single game. Some studios do that. I think they have like the studio account, then they have every single game has their own accounts and everything. I wonder what's the good way to do it. What's the proper way to do it? Yeah, but yeah, it is what it is. I would say that's actually even not too bad. Got 52 units sold. Got 2, already 3 save set reviews. Yeah, no. So it actually got somewhere. Like, for example, what was its name? The Gray Block. That one, I think it also like sits at like a couple of reviews, but I think most of them are just from those who got the key for free, really. So that dude at least actually did some marketing with influencers, but that didn't work. Oh, really? So, you know, it always could be worse. And that was not started in 2021 and released in early 23. That was a 6 years project and the spare time. So this one, actually, if you compare with some other projects, wasn't even that bad in the end. Got somewhere, got something. And yeah, I guess it's still kind of nice to have the portfolio of sorts. The thing is, I think a lot of people who kind of get into this like hobby indie game dev is like a lot of people from like software development and everything, right? A lot of IT people, a lot of coders, and they don't really need that in portfolio probably, because if they will want to go work on some company, they most likely just, you know, either already working, most likely, and just gonna stay working,